Hello, world. My name is Brian. I hope everyone's doing well. Anyway, this is my very first time doing this. This will be the first of many installments, I hope, that are going to be geared towards religious content. So hopefully this is going to become my ministry. So we'll see how that goes. My intent is to share with you the things that God has given me over the years. And I hope that a lot of this content will be new to you. That it'll be something that you can sink your teeth into, and we'll see where it goes from there. I don't know. Anyway, as I stated, this is going to be the first. This particular video is the first. I want to try and keep these as short as possible. They'll be mostly religious with scientific aspects to begin with. After this, later on, I'll probably touch on today's political landscape, how it relates to biblical prophecy. The next installment after this, I plan on starting with the Big Bang Theory and Genesis 1, right from in the beginning. You've heard that. So I want to kind of do a little comparison there. And then after that, we'll touch on the origins of life on this planet, creationism versus evolution, and touch on that a bit. And then later on, probably get into some mathematics that I really don't even understand, but they're fun to look at anyway. And our relationship on this planet, how the conditions for life here are spot on perfect for life here. So I want to touch on that a little bit. Other prophecy relating to Jesus and end times as well. History, I want to get into history at some point, relating to all kinds of things. Christmas, other holidays as well. The birth of Jesus, Yeshua, and even the start of this Sunday Sabbath and how that came about. And speaking of the Sabbath, I want to get into exactly what is the Sabbath? What does it mean? And all about the fourth commandment. And also that leads to the 10 commandments, which, I want to get into that as well. They were originally part of the laws of Moses, which were mostly, for the most part, done away with the death and resurrection of Jesus. But the 10 commandments, those commandments, those have remained. Those have stuck around. So I want to touch on that. And whether or not they still apply today, do they? And so let's find that out. Let's learn that together. Also, I would like to talk about to you right now, my target audience, the people that I'm really looking to speak to, are people who are believers, people who already believe. Maybe, just maybe, you might find out something new and you'll have something to add to your knowledge base, possibly. I'm not saying that'll happen, but I'm hoping. And on top of that, people who are on the fence, people who are not sure, people who may have been turned off by the church and want to see if there's maybe a connection they can make with God, on a more personal level. Possibly even people who claim that they're atheists, but maybe deep down, they're not entirely sure if they really are or not. The people that I'm really not looking to talk to and are hardcore atheists who, that always ends up just being a dispute and it's not worth it. I think the way I think, that's not going to change. And if you think the way you think and that's not going to change, no matter what I say, then we can agree to disagree right now. And for people who are looking to make rude or nasty or mean comments, I can tell you right now, I'll just delete them. So there's no point, really. I personally don't go to church. That's not something that I do. I consider myself more of what is known as a fundamentalist Christian. So we turn to our Bibles for that knowledge. And if we need to question or if we have questions about what we're reading in our Bible, then we turn to online and we look for people who have knowledge of these things. And, we do it that way. I was one of those people who was turned off by the church a long time ago and I never went back. So that's my personal experience with it. But do I believe in God? Oh, you bet I do. Do I believe in Jesus Christ as the only begotten Son of God? You bet I do. So there's nothing there that's question on my part at all. I have found that for me anyway, if I want answers to my spiritual questions, usually it's best for me to turn to the source, and that's the Bible. I don't depend on what other people or other men, even priests or preachers or whoever, tell me, because it's not unusual for these people to want your money more than they want you to have a relationship with God. And I'm just saying that outright. Now, that's not the case with everybody, but it is the case with some. And, many times they'll take Scripture out of context to make whatever point they want to make, as opposed to the point that should be made by taking the Scripture in context. A lot of these preachers live in million-dollar mansions. I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking to get rich. Will I ask you for donations? I'll ask, because it can't hurt to ask. $1, however much, it doesn't matter, really. Your donations will go to help me keep this going, basically. And if your donations really turn out to be large amounts of money, then my dream really is to find a way, to look for a way to help homeless families, American families, homeless families, and homeless veterans to better their situations. If that's at all possible, I would really, really like to have a part in that. But your donations can help to make that happen. But the first thing I need to do is ensure that I can keep putting these out. So that's where that sits for now. So I think that's all I want to hit on for the time being. I'd like you to stay tuned. There's going to be a lot more. A little bit of God, a little bit of science. God, of course, being the greatest of all scientists, obviously. A little bit of Bible, and maybe a smidge of politics to round it all off. So I hope to see you in the future. Stay tuned. There's going to be a lot more of these. I'm hoping to put one out about once every week. Anyway, take care and God bless. Bye-bye.